up, everybody? I hope everybody's staying safe through this quarantine and hanging in there. And today, I'm going to try to keep things a little shorter than I have been. I'm going to try. I don't know if it's going to happen, but yeah, let's get right into it. So we're going to talk about forgiveness today and what it means to forgive somebody and how to forgive somebody when you don't want to, and whenever you're hurt, how to forgive somebody whenever you're hurt. So we're going to go through a couple verses throughout this video. So there's a couple ways, steps to forgive somebody. And the first one is to trust God. The first step in forgiving somebody is to trust that God will take care of them and take care of you. And that forgiveness is actually an act of faith. Okay, so if you're not forgiving somebody, what it actually is saying when you're showing all this anger and these thoughts of payback is you're saying that God isn't capable of doing what needs to be done to this person. You're saying, I need to take this into my own hands and get revenge on this person because they hurt me. No, that's not what God wants us to do. He wants us to trust Him that He's going to take care of the situation. Okay, God's bigger than whatever situation it was. However bad you were hurt, God's bigger than that. So God will take care of you. He'll take care of the other person in His own way. Okay. So that's the first step. The second step is to communicate your pain to the person who has hurt you. So if someone's hurt you, and no matter whether it's just a little bit or whether they offended you or they intentionally hurt you, whatever, tell them, and it could possibly help them to learn, help them to learn from their mistake and not to do it to anybody else or not to do it to you again. It'll help them, So, and there's a couple little steps in that. First, it releases you from the burden. Okay, it gets it off your chest. You get it off your chest that you've just confessed why you're hurt to them. So that's one step. Like I said, it could help the other person get better, and not make the same offense to somebody else, and it could possibly open up the door for reconciliation, which is what God wants to begin with. But it could help you guys become closer again and build that relationship you guys had again, possibly if the person's willing to try to get better from that mistake that they've done to hurt you. So the next step into forgiving somebody is to pray for them. Okay. It says in Matthew 5:44, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. So so pray to God, pray for them, pray that God helps that person. He will help that person, but your prayers says a lot about you. Your prayers to God says that you want to help that person and that you're not caring about yourself and that how hurt you are. You're worried about, yes, you're hurt, but you're also worried about the other person and them getting better from their mistake, and God can help them. And especially if you pray to Him, it'll just show that you really want to help the situation, not just yourself. It also says in James 4:11, don't speak evil against each other, dear brothers and sisters. So don't go behind someone's back. Don't go behind the person's back and talk down on them. Okay, because God says to love your brother and sister, love your neighbor. no need to, no matter how bad they hurt you, I mean, talking down on them is not going to help the situation. It's just fuel for the fire, really. So, yeah. And forgiveness is not an easy thing to do. Forgiveness is actually very hard to do, because when we're hurt and we don't want to ever talk to that person again, we want to hold something over their head. We have to forgive them regardless, whether they killed your dog or whether they accidentally offended you on not meaning to. We must forgive them. I mean, just look at God. God forgives us as easy, just like that. Like, we sin every day. We are not perfect. We are definitely not perfect. We sin every day. We sin all the time, and God just forgives us because He loves us. And He wants us to do as He does. Try, at least. We're not perfect, so He wants us to love one another, forgive one another, regardless of what the other person did. We must forgive, because that's what God does for us. Imagine if God just decided one day to not forgive us. And forgiveness, it really isn't for the other person. It's more for you, for peace. So yeah, think about that. So just remember that forgiveness isn't for the other person. It's more for you as a person, so that you can live in peace and not have to worry about that. Not have to worry about the other person, and just trusting in God. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I told you guys that I tried to make it a little bit shorter. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, share this video with somebody. If you guys are watching this, just share it with somebody else. And that's pretty much it for this week. And if you guys have anything you guys want me to touch on, like in the forthcoming weeks, just comment it below, and I'll try to do those videos in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and God bless.